How's it going, everyone? Welcome back to the Black Metal Rebellion. I am here for you today to do a what to watch or look out for in horror movies type of deal thing. I got 6 movies for us to go over, and let's just kind of get started. First one, this has kind of been advertised for a while. It was originally advertised as The Woods when it was filming. And then eventually it was leaked to the public as the Blair Witch, or just Blair Witch. Now, I don't know if you consider this a remake or a sequel. It's probably a sequel because I think this follows the events of the first film. Someone related to some of the people that got lost in it are in this, I believe. It's been a bit since I watched this. But all in all, it was actually a pretty good sequel. The Book of Shadows was okay, but you definitely want to check this one out. If you like the first one at all, this one is definitely worth it. Just creepy stuff. There's kind of some slight odd humor in it. And then the ending, as usual, is pretty... What the fuck is going on? My computer is being really dumb right now. Guess one of the keys are sticking. Is it a shift? Ah. Anyways, I apologize for that. Yeah, if you really liked the first one, you'll like this one a lot better. Do you guys hear that beeping? What the fuck? Laptops, man, I tell you. But yeah, the ending of this is really cool. It's not quite like the ending of the first one, but there's like a similar kind of setup. But yeah, wow. If you have claustrophobia or you have like anything like that triggers you when it comes to like tight spaces, the end of this, oh man. But yeah, as horror films go, general creepiness and stuff like that, I'd give this film probably about a 7.5 out of 10. Like it was surprisingly good. Like most sequels are garbage, but this was pretty good. Definitely check out the Blair Witch, the third Blair Witch film. All right, this one. This was interesting. This is called Before I Wake. Comes in a slip case. I'm just trying to remember what it was about because it's been a while since I've watched these. Pretty sure that the kid in this is adopted. Basically, the premise is the kid has some sort of special power. He's able to recreate some sort of memories in his foster parents' past, and he's genuinely doing it to make them happy. But he's also, the more he uses his powers, it seems he's unleashing something dark within himself, or something kind of supernaturally menacing. Any person that threatens the kid ends up meeting a ill fate and demise. And at least for me, the ending wasn't predictable. I didn't kind of see what the creature was. I didn't quite see that coming. And it was an interesting twist for me, at least. But then I could be a moron and just be too naive when it comes to horror movies and plots. Maybe I just put too much faith in the movie and just let it tell me what's up. But yeah, I actually really enjoyed this. I think I saw like a bit of a trailer before I actually watched the film, or the wife picked it up. But yeah, it was pretty good. I definitely recommend checking it out. There's a couple of kind of cliche suspense film tropes in this, but it's an interesting supernatural kind of horror film, and yeah, it was worth watching. I think it was worth the 14 or 15 bucks we paid for this. I'm gonna give it a 6.5 or 7 out of 10. Definitely check it out. If it's in a used bin, definitely pick it up for like 5 or 10 bucks because it was pretty neat. I'm gonna have to rewatch it actually. All right, the third film. Well, the third film here, it's Rob Zombie's 31. Now, a lot of people hyped this up and overhyped it and overhyped it, and basically they overhyped it so much that it couldn't possibly live up to its expectations. But if you take it for what it is, you just go in, you watch it, and you enjoy it, and you don't try to get too up your own ass about everything that's going on and all the hype. It turns out to be a pretty good, just gory slasher, are they gonna make it kind of film. Some of the characters are kind of weird and cheesy, like that midget Hitler character. I just, on one hand, I think it's hilarious and I enjoyed the character, but on the other hand, I'm like, what the fuck? Why midget Hitler? Why would you do that? But I don't know. It amused me. It was funny, and some of the scenes with him were pretty gruesome. I don't know. I don't know if I'm an asshole because I just can't take midgets seriously in a horror form, or is that just everyone? Is like, I don't know. It was funny, but this guy, yeah, Mr. Creepy Grin. He did a good job. Doomhead, I guess his name is. He did a good job of really kind of being creepy and weird. He kind of always puts off like the Joker vibe. Like I could definitely see that character playing the Joker if they didn't have some like Hollywood pretty boy playing the Joker, like Heath Ledger or Jared Leto. Like if you want just a genuinely creepy, fucking disturbing guy playing a psychologically fucked up character and put him in as a Joker, I could see that. So Hollywood, if you're thinking of replacing Jared Leto, consider this dude because the way he acts in this, yeah, I got some highly strong Joker vibes. I don't know, maybe it's just me. Let me know in the comments if you think so too. Anyways, it's centered around some people that kind of are on a camping trip, or they're trying to find some place to hang out and do some shit. I don't know. I don't really know what the basis of what they were doing or looking for. Can't really remember. But anyways, long story short, they get captured and they get stuck in this kind of industrial building area with kind of just odd room traps set up, and then 4 or 5 different people with the last name Head try to kill them. Terror Head, Doom Head, Bonnie and Clyde Head, I don't know. But yeah, anyways, they get tracked down and tried to be killed by these murderer type people, and these classy kind of powder wig bitches are watching and betting on it and just watching for their pure enjoyment and sadistic pleasure of watching people get killed and murdered and betting on their lives and stuff like that. So that's basically how this goes down. It's just basically how do you put it? Fuck. I can't think of the word. Gore porn or whatever you want to call it. But yeah, it is what it is, and it was really good. I enjoyed it. I like pretty much everything that Rob Zombie does. But it was overhyped. Unfortunately, it was overhyped to the point that it couldn't possibly live up to what everyone was expecting. But if it wasn't for that, I'd say it would be a solid 8.5 or 9 out of 10. I just liked all the characters, even this fucking weirdo midget Hitler dude. His character intrigued me and made me laugh. So, cheers to Rob Zombie on this really good film. All right. Number 4. This this was odd. This is called the Hexecutioners. It says dying is a wild night. This starts out really good. Basically, this young lady, young woman, is in the business of going to people and putting their loved ones out of their misery. Basically, legalized euthanasia, I think, or maybe they're paid to euthanize them. I don't know if it's legal or not. It's kind of left up in the air whether to what she's doing is legal, but it's a business. It's like it's run by a bunch of different people and seems to be like a thing. So I don't know. Maybe it is. But yeah, it's basically this young woman going around just helping people euthanize their loved ones who are in pain and trying to put them out of their misery and stuff like that, and offer her condolences, vicariously through the company and whatever. But then she gets hired to go to this mansion where this really, really high-end customer wants to put down one of their, I guess their owner. Like, I don't know. It seems like the butler is like, he brings them into the house. He's like, oh yeah, my boss or my employer wants to be put down, but he wants to be put down in a really brutally weird way. Basically, it's kind of like a sacrificial way. And they're like, oh, okay, this is really weird. So anyways, like, they stay the night for a bit. They kind of get to know the person and what's going on and why they're going to be executing them or euthanizing them in a certain way. And they're going to get paid a lot of money to do it, apparently. But then shit starts kind of getting weird. The young lady in this has a female partner in it who's a part of the business as well. There's kind of some flashbacks showing that she's like executed people with like a gunshot to the head. I don't see how that's legal, but whatever. So yeah, they're paired up, and she's supposed to take them to this mansion to euthanize this like wealthy businessman who owns this castle. Whatever. And then shit just starts getting weird. There's like creatures running around the castle, and the main chick in this starts seeing visions of weird stuff, and then the ending. Well, they do end up euthanizing the guy, but it's really fucked up, and then yeah, I don't know. It's really weird. Maybe see it if you're interested in the story or the way I'm describing it. Here's the back. I don't know if you can really see the bio there or what it says, but maybe if you pause it and this fucking thing can focus. No, it won't. But yeah, it's just really weird, and I don't get the ending. Once again, maybe I'm just an idiot, but yeah. All right, I'll give it a 6 out of 10. If I understood the ending, I might give it 6.5, but I still don't understand why what happens at the end happens. So, yeah. Go check it out. It was alright. It's called the Hexecutioners. Alright, number 5. Let's go this one first. This is Ouija. Keep telling yourself it's a game. Now this is brought to you by the producers of The Purge Anarchy, and also the producers of the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, and one of the producers of Insidious. So yeah. Now this is one of those movies I actually had to go back and watch again. It was pretty good. It's basically one of their friends plays the Ouija board. It's a typical kind of like teenage, like suspenseful, supernatural thriller kind of film. But yeah, one of the friends gets killed, and then they try to figure out why she's dead, and then it's a pretty simple setup, but it was good. I enjoyed it. Some of the jump scares were okay. I mean, I'm not a big fan of jump scares in horror films. It's way overdone. But on the other hand, it's almost better than like the really slow, no action, no fucking like stuff to keep you like focused in on it, old style horror movies. Like, for example, the very first Halloween, it takes for fucking ever before anything actually starts happening in it. It's a lot of character building, a lot of snooze fest. Like, I understand character building is a good thing, and you want to make the audience give a shit about whether the actors you're watching die or not, but you don't need to do that for like 75 or 80% of the film. You can do that within probably the first 20-25 minutes if you're a good writer, director, producer, whatever. But yeah. Anyways, I really enjoyed the Ouija, or it's Ouija, fucking Ouija. It was decent. I'll give it a 6.5, 6.8, maybe even a 7 if I'm feeling good, out of 10 for a supernatural kind of horror film. But it's got nothing on this next one. Just check this one out. It's good if you like supernatural horror films. Now, this is Ouija Origin of Evil, and it takes what happened in the first one and just ups the game. It's so good. Basically, it's a prequel, and the mama character is not who you think she is, and the little girl in this basically gets possessed by the demon or whatever, and it's pretty creepy. There's like a theory out there, I think the film theory did it, that this might actually be the like a prequel to The Exorcist, but it's not. But it's really cool, and just some of the effects that were done in it I really enjoyed. The kind of the backstory and the lead up to it's really interesting. Really, I don't know. You have to be your own, decisive person on how you view that. But at the same time, for supernatural horror films, I think it did a really good job. It has that old lady from Insidious on it at the very end, at the end credits. Kind of neat. And definitely gives you a little bit more respect for the first Ouija film after seeing this, but I definitely recommend watching the two of them. You could watch this one first, but I definitely recommend watching just the first Ouija first, because I don't know, if once you go back and watch the first one after this, it's nothing. They definitely up the game in creepiness and effects and backstory in this, which is good because sequels usually fall flat sometimes. Usually sometimes. Nice logic there. I think you get my point though. Definitely watch Ouija first and then Origin of Evil if you're into supernatural horror films. Like I said, Ouija would probably be like a 6.5 out of 10. But Ouija Origin of Evil, that's like a 7.5. At least a full notch and a half, or maybe even an 8 out of 10 for supernatural horror. It was really good. Definitely enjoyed it. Definitely check those out. Anyways, that was 6 horror films to watch or avoid. Hope you saw something you liked. Hope I helped maybe persuade you into watching some of these and giving them a shot. Maybe you found something new. Stay sick and have a good one, my friends.